Who wants to kick us off about how they currently feel and perceive about the Louisville entrepreneurial community?
I have a different perspective. I'm a transplant to Louisville. I came kicking and screaming 11 years ago, really because I didn't know anything about Kentucky and anything about Louisville. Born and raised on the East Coast, 13 years in Southern California. I wanted to go back to either coast. So I came down here, and one thing led to another, and I ended up taking a job, and I consider Louisville my home now. I am the poster child for transplants. This is an amazing city, and I have seen it change. And I've been in the entrepreneurial world since I got here in 2002, so 11 years, 12 years. I've seen the shift, but it actually started before Brad Feld, and one of the reasons Brad Feld came here was because of the entrepreneurial community. I think he was a catalyst that kind of sparked it a couple years ago when he came, but I think it started about 5 or 6 years ago, and it really started taking off, and the infrastructure has changed. We have more angel groups. We have more students in entrepreneurial programs, and we have more programs now. If you're an entrepreneur and you need some kind of training, we have a 10-week program that you could do. JCTC has a 4-month program that you could do. U of L has a 20-month entrepreneurial MBA program, so the spectrum of how you can get help with your entrepreneurial endeavor is, from one end to the other.
Heads off to EnterpriseCorp, we've directly seen the benefit of you guys recruiting businesses. Does any other city go out and actually go, hey, we want you to come here and then sell it, bring them in, businesses locate here. So they've been doing well. We could use the talent. We got the infrastructure. Let's bring the folks in here that have the ideas and have the startups.
The rise of various support groups, the fact that we've had successful entrepreneurs who are very happy to both mentor and to network with our faculty members has definitely helped the increase in startups coming out of U of L. So it really has been a wonderful thing to see over my 10 years there.
So we've talked a little bit about sort of the strengths and the infrastructure, but can anybody expand on that? What are sort of the infrastructure, the resources that people leverage today, and can those get better, right?
We are a very tight-knit community, but making that first connection, I hear this all the time from everybody that relocates here. It's like, well, where do I start? Once you start, you can be connected to everybody because we really are tight-knit entrepreneurial, but being an outsider, you have no idea what that first step is.
I grew up here. I moved to Austin for 2 years, now live in Dallas for 2 years as well. And, a couple points. I'm getting to that, but real quick too, Dallas is a huge city, obviously, and but the community thing was missing for them as well. They had like more corporate headquarters than any city in the U.S., and it was obviously a sprawling city. So their main issue was density, and they tackled that in the past 2 years. And just in the past 2 years since I've been there, just having more central places for entrepreneurs to go, even for Dallas, has really taken them to the next level. So, there's a Dallas Entrepreneurship Center, some university support, city support, as well as just grassroots support of people connecting things. So the talent and everything else was already there, but that community piece was missing even in Dallas, and now they have it, and it's just taking off like crazy.
This idea of branding, Louisville's went through multiple branding techniques. Now, I think this week we're Possibility City. 3 years ago we were something else, which is great. But we're spending a lot of money trying to say, oh, this is what we are. But if you look at any of the communities that are really known for their startups or extremely low unemployment rates like South Dakota, they didn't come together and do this huge strategic plan, and 7 years later they do it again, like the 97 Boyle report and all these consultants that we bring in. To me, it's the results. Let's get the results. Let's start bringing down the unemployment rate. Let's start supporting the University of Louisville students while they're in their program, finding these startups that, congratulations, you started on Monday. Let's rally around you, get you those initial customers, get your revenues up, help people expand to Seattle. And it's the results that'll speak more than spending millions of dollars on a campaign, because Silicon Valley did not create a campaign. That happened by the people that are around and the results that they have.